Today we finally have some sun, and today I finally have a new driver in my golf bag. And guys, if you've been watching the channel and seen me recently, I have been testing out this new driver. It's been hitting shots just like this. Hi guys, that driver is the QI10 LS driver. So this year I'm going to go TaylorMade. It's the best driver I've tested out, although it wasn't in the bag at first. And the reason why it wasn't in the bag at first is I wasn't able to get it out on the golf course, and that was the biggest thing. Obviously, testing clubs, you want to know what it's going to do in these conditions right here. We are going to jump in the studio later in this video and test it against the Cobra Dark Speed LS, which I was using at the start, but I haven't had a chance to test it out on the golf course. And you will see that those videos are from Gran Canaria. I went away, put it through its paces, and my Golf Spy have actually ranked this through thorough testing as #1 driver, or their #1 driver, or the people's #1 driver for higher club head speeds. But you'll also notice one big thing in this driver. Shots just like that, fading around this 7th hole here, dogleg to the right. But one big thing in this driver you will see is an upcharge shaft. So here I have a Grafalloy blue shaft in an extra stiff, and this is one out of the archives that did have the TaylorMade adapter on there. You can see here I've got this set at 10.5 degrees. I have standard loft, and you can just see from that drive right there that it didn't launch too high. Again, neutral settings on the bottom, but let's hit another one. Now obviously you'll have seen a lot of fitting on the channel. Again, Dave has been fitted for his new irons, and we are going to be looking at fitting the rest of his bag. I've also changed the full setup in my bag, so I'm going to do a what's in the bag in coming weeks. But when you're going fitting, or when you are going to get fitted for a driver, it's essential to think about, don't overlook any brand. And when you are going for a fitting, if you are looking for fittings, we do them here at Waterfront Golf. Kyle is our specialist fitter. Or you'll have also seen Dave getting fitted by Lawrence down at SGGT, which is at South Chesterfield Golf Club in the Midlands-ish, or just above the Midlands. I apologise if that's offended anyone. And they also have their main base up in Scotland, so if you're in that area, if you're north of where we are in Yorkshire, you might head up there and go for the full experience at the HQ. But for me this year, it's very much thinking about what you are getting fitted into, and shaft is very important this year. I have gone for something that's a little bit more higher price. Could I have put this in maybe a stealth driver? That comment below, guys. Is that a video you want to see me do? Put this shaft in a stealth driver, or a stealth 2 even, and see if it performs just as well as it is in the QI10 LS. Because that is giving me consistency, giving me a good ball flight, and that's 10.5 degrees, but straight away there you see that it's not spinning up. Yes, this is the LS head, but it is at 10.5. A lot of people would stay away from 10.5 because they're worried it's going to go too high. Now for me, I've never had a TaylorMade driver in the bag in play, so very interesting that this one has performed so well in the last couple of weeks. Again, getting it out on the golf course is the best test for me, seeing if I can control the ball flight, if I can hit different shots. Again, the last couple of weeks on a Sunday, we have been playing the Next 100 series, and I've drove the ball pretty well. So, all right, I've also hit some bad shots, but that's more me than the driver. So very interesting that this is going in my bag. But we're going to come up here now, and we can see that one has just caught the rough there, but exactly what I've been seeing recently. One bang smack in the middle of the fairway in position A. So we're going to put that up against the driver that I did have in my bag at the start of the year, the Cobra Dark Speed LS. So played really well with it, enjoyed it. I was able to get it out on the golf course in the Middle East, and also when we went to the United States. So again, it's a driver that I've been able to test on a golf course, which I hadn't been able to do with this driver. So very hard sometimes just to test it in a simulator. Again, even if I was hitting out on a driving range like you can here in your fittings at Waterfront, you get a better idea of the ball flight and how you can control it. But exactly the same as the TaylorMade, I do have this set at 10.5 degrees. So it's a big fear that people go, well, I don't want too much loft because I hit it too high. but often hitting it too high is from you releasing that club and leaning back a little bit too much. Not necessarily the loft on the club. If we have too little loft, again, we might get it going low. You might start to then try and help it up, hit the bottom of the club and it spin even more than if you just got a 10.5 degree driver. So into the wind here, be very interesting to see. Obviously this, again, a normal stock shaft here in the Cobra. But a nice penetrating ball flight straight away there. Nice and low, a little bit of a draw. Exactly what I've expected to see from this driver when I've been away. Again, I've been striking it really well. I have enjoyed it, but I like the sound and I'm preferring the look of the TaylorMade. So this is where obviously there's more things to take into account, but obviously the main one is performance. A little bit low on the face there, but two balls drawing down the fairway. I'll switch over now to the QI10 and see what that does. So two shots here with the QI10, then let's jump in the studio and get some numbers before we see which ones perform the best out here into this breeze. Great ball flight, just starting up the right, drawing back. Very similar to the first one. A little bit higher trajectory. Again, a trajectory that I like to see there. Again, sound for me and feel. I get a little bit more feedback. And that's the one right there. A nice mid-flight, I would say, but a big draw there. Same kind of swing. It'll be very interesting to get down there, but let's jump into the studio first. So again, we'll put the QI10, I had to think about that then, QI10 to the test first. So very interesting outside. Again, ball flight's a little bit stronger there from the QI10 down the 8th hole here at Waterfront. So that's for me, I like the ball flight a little bit better. And interesting, it's the first time I've had a 10.5 degree driver, so obviously don't be put off by that. Again, good numbers we'd see from this. Would be close to 300 yards. Again, a good first hit there. Felt pretty solid. 270 carry, running out to 287, so nearly 290, so not a bad shot at all there. We'd certainly take that up. Again, that's a common ball flight I see, that little fade. Again, a little bit lower penetrating ball flight, but again down the middle, 275 carry, running out to 295, spin down at 1,800, which for me is the biggest thing. So the biggest thing I'm looking for with a driver, and this driver in particular, is low spin, still able to get a good ball speed, still being able to control, obviously, dispersion, which has been a problem just like everybody for a long time. Let's go one more. Again, a little bit low on the face there. Let's see what that does as a missed strike. 263, running out to 282. 2,000 spin, even there, low on the face. Again, 160 ball speed with a poor strike. So very interesting there from this driver. Up now with the Cobra Dark Speed LS. So 3 shots with this as well. Let's start to see. Again, it's very interesting when you change different shaped heads, certainly down behind the golf ball. I do like this driver, obviously, but certainly a different look. Again, lower ball flight straight away there. So lower penetrating ball flight, carry 273, going 293. Again, spin there a little bit higher, 2,000. 161 ball speed, so pretty good numbers there. As I have seen from that, certainly didn't feel as solid though off the face. And again, that's a feel that you want to have when you're trusting a driver. Certainly a lot higher there. That's a little bit mid-strike, more me, but straight away there from a mid-strike, we have lost a little bit more distance. Again, spin straight up there at 3,000, which is a big jump. Yes, it's a little bit me, but the driver there, I did hit a missed strike with the QI10, and we still got some good ball speed off that. Again, just leaking a little bit more. And again there, a little bit misstruck, certainly dropping off quite a bit there. I'm going to hit another one again, 3,000 spin, ball speeds drop down to 155 miles an hour, but let me put a good golf swing on this. And this shows I'm trusting in, obviously, that driver a little bit more. I'm trusting the shaft that I've got in there, extra stiff. This is a stiff shaft, so that little change has maybe allowed me to commit a little bit more and get a better timing. A red line. So again, I don't feel like I'm swinging any different, but that has launched a lot higher. Again, 263, going out to close to 280, so very similar to two of those. So I have had one that's gone as far as the QI10, then I have had one go as far as the misstruck ones, but their consistency wise for me certainly gone. Again, the profile of the head now looks quite small to me, it looks quite intimidating compared to the QI10. That might just be the shape, but let's get outside and see which one's done the best, because I like to test it outside and start to see your ball flights. Again, when you go for fittings, if you're hitting outdoors, you can certainly start to play around with that ball flight and see if you do like it. In a simulator, you might not always get a true representation of what it does. So we walk up the fairway and to find that the two Cobras are a little bit shorter than the TaylorMade. The other TaylorMade is just down there. So very interesting, guys. Obviously inside we saw the same kind of thing, that it was going a little bit further there with the QI10, so that's staying in my bag for this year. I'm keeping the Grafalloy blue shaft, but I'm going to put it to the test in a Stealth 2 to see if it does give us as good performance even in an older driver, or whether the technology now in the latest driver has took TaylorMade to that another level, has got them a little bit more yardage, is worth your money, and we'll see you then.